Good morning, guys. Good morning, everyone. Good evening and good afternoon to viewers from all walks of life. This is Denzamos, and you're welcome to the channel of truth, enlightenment, freedom, and the channel of breaking empaths free. If you are new on this channel, I talk about narcissism and narcissistic abuse. I talk about spirituality and I talk about personal and self-growth. And if any of that resonates with you, I invite you guys to join us. Give us a like, share the video with friends, and you may subscribe if you haven't already. And for those that have always been with us, you are welcome back, and I thank you for your love and support. So in this video, I would like to talk about the Hoover, the narcissist Hoover. So a lot of you guys victims are very much aware about this. You know that always, one way or the other, if you have left a lot of toxic individuals and you've sent them out of your life, you already know that they have always attempted to hoover you back in those situationships, or even sometimes hoovered you back into those entanglements. Now I had to learn this the hard way. You see, for me, in my experience, when I left the narcissist, I was a bit confused. You know what I mean? I was thinking, oh, maybe there was a couple of mistakes. The narcissist had done a couple of mistakes, or maybe they had finally realized where the problem was and the things like that. Because I noticed there was this, the narcissist was stepping in and out of my life. You know what I mean? So sometimes they are coming around, they're tagging on you, they're coming around, sneaking up on you, checking up on you, and sometimes a lot of guys get it twisted because they think that finally the narcissist is coming around to sneak up on you because they are still interested in you. You know, they all of a sudden realize they have done something wrong, so they want to come back in your life. So a lot of guys get twisted in that way. But as I continue to stay away from the narcissist, and as I continue to grow and evolve, I also realized that the narcissist, there is two things they are coming for. Number one, the narcissist is coming back to check if you're actually still alive. Guys, let me tell you something. I'm going to explain this one more. The narcissist is coming around to check. Are you still breathing? Are you still alive? Do you still have it going on together? Are you still in touch with yourself? They are coming around to check on what it is going on with you. And most of the times they believe at some point, because they know what they have already done. So they know that at some point they have already messed up so much with you, and they believe they are coming around to check if you're still breathing. Now, guys, this is very disturbing. Again, I will say most of my videos, they are very, very triggering, because most of my videos, I bring to you guys the naked truth. So I strip the narcissist upside down. And I tell you all the simple details, all the complicated details that you guys need to know. So sometimes you may find these videos triggering. But you have got to understand that for you to be able to break free, completely break free from these individuals, you really have to know the truth. You have got to get to the foundation of what is going on behind the scenes, and you guys have got to know the truth. So the narcissist is coming around to check, are you still alive? Now, I've personally been able to see a victim of narcissistic abuse that has that they have completely destroyed. In one of the narcissists I've dealt with, I had to better understand the narcissist by looking at the ex-partner of the narcissist. And that is why I got to know that actually the narcissist, all along, they were preparing me for the same line. You know what I mean? They were preparing me for the same thing to happen to me, the same thing that they done to the ex. They wanted the same thing to happen to me. The ex, guys, let me tell you something. If you want to know how destructive is a narcissist, look at their exes. You can find those exes of theirs. Some of them have committed suicide. Some of them are in psychiatric hospitals. Some of them are in mental hospitals. They have already rendered them crazy and mad. The damage is unbelievable. Guys, when you're talking about narcissists, the narcissist is only coming around behind. They are coming to check on you. Are you still alive? Are you still breathing? Have you still got it going on together with you? Are you in touch with yourself? Because they know at some point you can never get back up. Because let me tell you something. The reason why you see those individuals, they will stay a good time. They will stay a very good amount of time in your life. That is because they are constantly working on a daily basis to completely destroy you to the ground. I'll repeat this. The narcissist is constantly working behind the scenes to completely destroy you, because at the moment when you guys separate and everybody goes, you guys go separate ways, they want to make sure that nobody else can have you. So they will destroy you to that point whereby nobody else can have you. Nobody is even willing to have you because they have already destroyed each and every part of you and part of your body and soul. And nobody else around there, out there, is willing actually to go out with you. So they'll come around and see what are you doing with yourself. How is the, sometimes I remember telling the nurses, I told the nurses that, hey, listen, we guys are over, so it's over. There's no doubt about that. I ain't coming back here. It's the end of it. I'm going out to heal. So those videos, they will hear sometimes victims talking about healing. The narcissist doesn't know anything about healing. Let me tell you something, guys. The narcissist, they do not know anything about healing. So they are trying to come around and see, how are you managing this healing process? You know what I mean? How are you healing actually? They're tagging on you. And most of the time, it's even surprising, guys. It is very shocking that sometimes most of the cases you will find these individuals, they've already found somebody new. They are in new entanglements and relationships. So they are coming back there now to check, how is the healing process going? Because you told them you need time for yourself. You can go on with your life, or you need time for yourself. You want to heal. And the narcissist is coming around and checking, how are you carrying on with the healing process? Are you still in pain? Because remember, guys, let me tell you something. These individuals, they enjoy seeing people in pain. You know what I mean? So they enjoy seeing people suffering, in pain. You are there, nothing is going on. You know what I mean? You're jobless. You're homeless. You know what I mean? You have lost hope in life. They want to see you in that state, and that is exactly what give them the power. So they feel kind of empowered to know that they've been able to break down an empath to that magnitude, whereby you've lost yourself and you've lost touch of yourself. So they get a kick-off from seeing you in a very vulnerable situation. So they are coming out to Hoover. They want to see, how far have you gone with your working on yourself? How far have you gone with the healing? Who are you dating at that moment? Maybe sometimes they think, because the nurses, they don't have the ability to carry on, heal, and meet healthy individuals. So for them, they just know that process of jumping from one victim to another. They don't know the case whereby they can always sit down with themselves and start healing, working on themselves, treating themselves, and then eventually carry on to go on and manage a new relationship. They don't know how to do that. So they think when they leave you, you're going to go through the same process. You're going to go out there and you meet somebody very quickly. And most of the cases, it's even the case. But usually with the empath, when you're talking about the empath normally goes out there. And sometimes the empath, because of the pain they have been going through and the dramatic situation they've been facing with the narcissist, so the empath, they go out and they start to date. Sometimes they go into rebounds. You know what I mean? Personally, I've gone into rebounds before. In the early days of my journey, I've gone into rebounds. You know what I mean? So sometimes you see the rebounds is like you're trying to run away from the pain. You know what I mean? You're feeling this intensity of the pain of leaving those individuals, because I've told you guys already, it's very painful. There's no doubt about it that when you're living with a narcissist, when you leave the narcissist, it's a very painful situation. So sometimes the victims of this abuse, they go around and go into rebounds. Those rebounds, normally they don't work out because they can spend a couple of weeks, a couple of months. You could even sometimes go up to 6 months, but the rebounds, they never work out because you have not taken the time to heal. So those relationships, they never work out whatsoever, because the pain and the trauma that you've endured with the narcissist normally tends to spill over into the new relationships. So that's why they never work out. You better believe those individuals, they're going to sneak up on you. You may sometimes be at your workplace. You get out of the work, you finish work, and all of a sudden you're going to see them on the other side of the road. Oh, what are you doing here? I came around to see to see if you're okay. Most of the times I can tell you, let me tell you something, empaths, do not ever be fooled by you coming out of work and you find the narcissist in your workplace and they're telling you that they're worried about you. Do not be fooled. Those individuals, they are like rocks, they're like empty vessels. There's nothing in there. Let me tell you something, those guys, those fellas, they're soulless. So they're just coming there to see what is happening with this guy, because those individuals, they are known stalkers. They will stalk you to the end of that situation until they will know this empath is awakened. You see, that's the only way the narcissist will leave you alone. The only way the narcissist is going to leave you alone When you ever make it known to them that you're awakened, you're fully awakened, and you figure them out and you really know who they are, that is when the narcissist is going to run to disappear into thin air. You'll never see them again. They will hide. Because these are demons. Guys, these are demons you're dealing with. It's spiritual warfare. You know what I mean? This whole thing is a spiritual warfare. You're dealing with demons. So they are only coming there. They want to know how has this relationship and situationship affected you. They want to know, are you able to get back on your feet? Are you in a new relationship? What else is happening? So they want to come around and get the updates of what is going on with you. Because in their little minds, in their childish minds, they believe the victim of those abuse, the empaths, they are their subjects. You know, they believe that we are their property. You know what I mean? You as an empath, the narcissist believes you are their property. So they believe they have got entitlement to you, so they can always come around, you know, do whatever they want to do with you, follow you wherever you go, come kind of stalk you. They can call you wherever they want. It does not matter whether they are in a new relationship, a new entanglement or relationship or not. They will always stalk you, follow you, and try to see what it is going on with you. They are checking on you sometimes to see, are you still breathing? Are you still alive? Because they believe a broken empath is not capable of getting themselves back together. That's why you see when you ever get yourself back together and stand up again, that is going to shock the narcissist to the core. They will never believe that they have been able to break you down. You've rubbed the dirt off your shoulders. You got back up and stood again, and even sometime fight back with them. So they don't believe that. The second reason the narcissist is going to hoover you is because, so for the healed empath, now we are going to talk about the healed empath. The empath who has gone out there, they have awakened. They have realized that they have been dealing with abuse. So they have awakened, they have stepped out of those entanglements. They have gone out there. They started working on themselves. They started healing. They started doing all these kind of things. Now they are feeling better about themselves. They're in a better place in life, emotionally, physically, mentally, whatever, spiritually. They're in a better position than they was before when they left those individuals. The reason why the narcissist keeps on stalking you, they're waiting you to pick yourself back up together. Now, let me repeat this. The reason why the narcissist stalks you, because they are waiting for that moment whereby you have been able to get yourself back up together. You have kind of healed. You've kind of forgotten whatever it is, whatever BS they've been doing to you, all the pain and torture you've been going through. So they believe at some point, because as you heal, you start to forget. You know what I mean? Well, the empath, you guys can resonate with me. As you heal, you also continue to start to forget about these kind of things, because they no longer trigger you, they no longer pressure you, they no longer make you feel some kind of a way. So you start working on yourself and you start feeling better about yourself. The narcissist keeps on tagging you. They are sending you messages. They are stalking you. They are coming around the workplace. They are coming around you. They are driving by your home. Sometimes you think about it's a coincidence that all of a sudden you've been in a cafe and you run into the narcissist. And sometimes it looks like a coincidence that, oh, this guy, all of a sudden you've been in the gym working out and the narcissist pops up behind you. Oh, how are you? It's been ages. Oh, how are you doing? And how is life? And what's going on with you? The things like that. They are getting an update of what is going on with you. And should they ever feel, or should they ever imagine, or sometimes sense, because they can sense that kind of energy that you're doing better than you used to do before. They know the state that they left you during the discard. So now they're coming to see how much of yourself have you upgraded? How upgraded are you when it regards your life? So they're coming around to check around on the upgraded version of you. And should they ever sense that now you are in that position whereby they have still got something they can take from you, they can steal from you, or they can still have a possibility of getting back into a relationship with you because of the upgrade you've done on yourself, the work you've done on yourself, that is when they are going to hoover you. Now that's when the hoovers are going to start. A lot of you guys have been seeing these narcissists. They bump into you all of a sudden in the shopping mall, you know, in the cafe, whatever it is, in the club, whatever. They bump into you, and then all of a sudden they're going to start asking you about, oh, you know, if you can go, if you would like, you know, let's go for a coffee, let's go for a drink, let's go and have something to eat. Those kind of things. That is how the hoover starts. Guys, do not believe that the hoover starts in a very magnificent way whereby you can actually recognize it. I can tell you something, the hoover always starts with very little things. You know what I mean? The child is sick. Come and see the child. Come and see the baby. Something is going on at home. You know, these guys have been here. I don't know what is going on. Come and check on us what is happening. They are hoovering you in that kind of way. Before you know it, you ever meet with those narcissists, for some reason, whether it has been a health reason, whether it has been a financial reason, or whichever reason it is, when you ever meet up with those individuals, guys, I will guarantee you, you're going to end up in bed with them. And I'm talking from experience, because I've seen myself getting hoovered. I've told you guys I've been hoovered once in my entanglement. I've been hoovered once, and from that time I awakened, and I step out of it. You know, I've never gone back since then. But you will always be hovered in very, very little excuses, such as sickness, illnesses. There's something, the car is broken down. Come and help me to fix the wheel. Come and help me to fix the engine. Something has happened. They will sometimes do those kind of things by themselves, just because they want to call you so that you can now come and they will be able to have access to you in close proximity. And before you know it, guys, I can guarantee you, you're going to go back in bed with the narcissist. And before you know it, the entanglement has now started, and now you're back from the same spot that you've always been. Because remember, guys, the hoover is simple. They come in, they hoover you, they entice you, they love bomb you, because the love bomb is, of course, the love bomb is going to happen. So they're going to love bomb you as well. Take you to some nice meals, some nice cafes and things like that. And before you know it, you're back into the entanglement. So a person who has been healing for a couple of months, and you've already forgotten about them. It's been ages. You not see them for 6 months, for 3 years, for 2 years. Guys, this is how toxic those individuals are. Those individuals, they can even hoover you after 10 years. So you never believe. I've told you guys, empaths who are out there healing, survivors. I've told you, you never believe in your mind that you've left those individuals, those toxic individuals, and they've forgotten about you. Those guys, they cannot forget about you. It is not in their mind. It is not in their program. It is not in their mental and psychological software that they're going to forget about their victims for good. So they believe that you're their property. You are somewhere there, working on yourself. You know what I mean? You're doing 1 or 2 things. You're upgrading. You know what I mean? You are healing. You're detoxing and all these kind of things. And now they are coming back to hoover the healed version of you. Guys, empaths, when we tell you to stay no contact, we know what you're talking about. You have left a narcissist. You have better believe. It may not have happened yet, but you had better believe it or not that those guys, those fellas, those particular fellas, they're going to come back to hoover you in some kind of a way. They will always find themselves into your life for some reason. You may find yourself into their lives, or they may find themselves into your life. Now, let's not get it twisted, guys. When a healthy individual is coming back into a relationship with you, it is just simply taking back an ex. A healthy individual comes back into your life, an ex-girlfriend, an ex-boyfriend, you guys come back together. It is as simple as taking back your ex and reigniting the relationship all over again. When a toxic individual is coming back into your life to come back and manipulate and abuse you and take advantage of you, those individuals, they are hovering you, and those are the guys they call the so-called narcissists, psychopaths, and sociopaths. You leave a person who has been abusing you, manipulating you, and downgrading you. You leave them for good. You are blocking them. You're getting out of their life. You're not contacting them, so you're going no contact. You're going ghost. They show up for whichever reason. If you guys are families together, financial ties together, you only talk about those things that tie the two of you together. You do not talk about anything about their feelings, what they ate yesterday, or what is going on in the home, or things like that. Do not discuss anything that relates to that, because it is a way that they're using to get into your life and hoover you. So they know all the buttons that they need to push. You have got to be aware. Those individuals, they don't call them manipulators for nothing. They call them master manipulators for a reason, because they know their game and they have mastered their game. It is up to you to protect yourself, chosen ones, empaths out there, healing empaths. You protect yourself. You understand, we have all been there. We have been hoovered. But for us to be able to understand, a person like me, to be able to understand how the hoover works, I had to go through the hoover so that I could now understand how the hoover works. And I know the particular reasons why they are hovering you. Number one, they are coming around there to see. The only reason they are coming around to check on you, are you still breathing? Are you still okay? Can I help you? You know what I mean? Can I support you? Is there anything you need? These things like that, small things like that. The second reason they are going to hoover you is because they are coming back to you to hoover back the upgraded version of you. So, let me know what you think about this video in the comment section below, guys. You know I always love and appreciate your support. You can always book a session with me if you want to. You can always donate and support to this channel. In the comment section below, you will see description below. You will see my PayPal and Cashapp links. That's if you want to. It's not always expected, but it's always appreciated. Support and donations. Until then, guys, I'll get back to you in my next one. There's almost signing out, and I'll catch you soon. Peace.